there was multiple opportunities there, multiple times where I just wanted to walk out the gym and just...
It's 6:30 in the morning and we are in for legs, ready for it, absolutely ready for it. In fact, today is going to be a little bit more informative than other videos. I'm going to run you through like why I do things, how I set things up, and like the whole sort of protocols per se that I like to follow when I am training fasted. So as soon as I get up, I jump in the shower, do what I need to do, and get a pint of water down me with some electrolytes. So the electrolytes this morning were Naughty Boy Cherry Mango. It's nice. I prefer the Conte, can't lie. Maybe it's just a flavour that I don't like. But electrolytes, creatine, glutamine. I've also got another serving of electrolytes in my... I've got 1.5 litres of water here. I've got another serving of electrolytes in there because recently I've been sweating. I don't normally sweat. Those that have trained with me or those that know me know that I don't normally sweat. And recently I've been. So maybe, I'm changing. I'm getting old. I just can't do it anymore. So I've got another 7 electrolytes. I'm going to head in there. I'm going to start warming up. Gym looks pretty quiet at the minute, so it should be perfect to be recording in there. And let's get it. I'm going to stop waffling because it's early and I need to crack on. Let's do it.
I've been getting a bit of hip pain coming from my glute and right into the hip flexor as well. So I've been making sure to do a little bit of extra warming up prior to legs, just so I can still get the range of motion and not sort of cause any sort of issues in my back or anything like that. So I like to always do modified pigeon stretch. It is brilliant. I can feel it right there, and then when I lean over a little bit more, I can feel it a little bit more. It's good. This one's a lot tighter, so you can see my knee isn't even touching that side. It takes me a bit of a time to get into it, this one. And funnily enough, this is the hip which gives me more grip. You can see like huge difference. Nice little hamstring stretch. Right, so we're starting off on lying hamstring curl. Just done a couple of warm-up sets. Set up on this, what we need is, we need this pad to lie just on the Achilles there, just on the ankle. And starting position, I always do it right at the bottom. If your flexibility is worse, then you obviously need your starting position a little bit higher. But for most people, it should always be right at the bottom. Then when you get into position, you want your knees to be aligned up with this red dot. If yours doesn't have a red dot, the way that we tell if we're aligned up with the pivot is when we go into it and we do our first rep, this pad shouldn't roll up or down the leg. I'll show you what it shouldn't look like, and then I'll show you what it should look like. So, like this. See how it's rolling up the leg, up to the top of my feet. And that's wrong. Same with this. See how it's rolling down my leg, yeah? That's wrong. So I need to be here. So you can see it's lined up just in line with the top of my sock. And done. Knee positioning directly below your hips. Feet positioning directly below your knees. Everything works in lines. So this one, set up for the pad, want to have a hand width between the top of our hip and the bottom of the pad. So when I go into position, I've got that exactly there, and that allows full movement at the hip. If you've got it a little bit too high, it stops you from being able to pivot the hip, and then you're not going to be able to get a good of a stretch on the hamstring. This might be slightly different to what you've seen in the past. This one is purely to hit the hamstrings and the glutes, keeping that spine as rounded as possible and literally just driving through your hips, pushing down to the floor, and then when you come back up or you're going back down, you think about pushing your arse and touching the ceiling. Absolutely fries the hammers. Right, I'm going to show you how to set up leg extensions. So what we want to do before we jump on it, for me, slam it all the way to the back, this back state, then get in. And what we want again is where the machine pivots around here, yeah, machine pivots here, we want our knees, which is our pivot, to be in line. That's there. Now they're in line, all we do is pull the seat into us, and it's as simple as that. Sit back, pull yourself down into the seat, and extend your legs. And down. Same again, from your hips to your knees to your ankles, everything in line. I don't mind admitting that was a shit session. It was, dunno. I could have dressed it up, but it just was. you have them, and just because, you know, you try and nail everything, had a good night's sleep, hydration, everything like that, it just happens, and there's no point, you know, beating yourself up about it. You might as well just give it your all and make sure that I did everything I could, really. Yeah, it just felt a little bit, don't know. That's probably why I filmed like half of the session and recorded like me speaking, but then the rest of it, then I just got a couple of clips. It was all right. That's it from me. Apologies for, I don't like being negative. I really don't. Like, it's not me. But I think it is important that, you know, I show that I do have those days where I don't really feel like I've given 110%. Felt like I gave everything that I had today, and that was the most important thing. And it's the biggest take home from this video. Might not be feeling it, but as long as you go in, you give it your all. You might not, you know, leave 100% satisfied, but I know that there was multiple opportunities there, multiple times where I just wanted to walk out the gym and just fuck it all off. But I didn't, I just got it done. So yeah, it's another one in the bag and another step closer